Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing and listen carefully. What I'm about to show you will change how you see the economy, your job, your savings, and your future. The government says inflation is under control. The media says the economy is strong. The Federal Reserve says they pulled off a soft landing. But you're sitting at your kitchen table, wondering why you can't afford the same life your parents had. Why your paycheck feels smaller every month, even though the number technically went up. They tell you inflation is 2.7%. That's the number they repeat on every financial network. That's the number politicians point to when they say everything is fine. But let me ask you something simple. Does your life feel like prices only went up to 0.7%? Gas, groceries, rent, insurance. Did any of those go up by only 2.7%? Course not. You are not living through a recession. You are living through a silent depression. Not a sudden crash. A slow-motion collapse. Hidden behind manipulated statistics, dishonest inflation calculations, and a media system that refuses to acknowledge reality. This is not coming. This is already here. The Consumer Price Index does not measure what you pay. It measures what the government chooses to count. Over the past 40 years, the CPI formula has been changed repeatedly, always to make inflation look lower. Housing is the biggest example. Instead of using actual home prices, the government uses something called owner's equivalent rent, a theoretical number based on what homeowners think they could rent their home for. Meanwhile, real home prices and mortgage payments have exploded. But CPI pretends housing inflation barely exists. Then there's hedonic adjustment. If a product costs more but the government decides it's better, they reduce the inflation number. You still paid more. Your wallet is still lighter. But the data pretends you didn't feel the full cost. And then there's substitution. When steak gets expensive, CPI assumes you'll buy chicken. When chicken gets expensive, you'll buy beans. So, instead of measuring the cost of maintaining your standard of living, CPI measures the cost of downgrading your life. That is not reality. That is real inflation. The kind you experience every day is not 2.7%. It's closer to 15 to 20%. Coffee prices jumped nearly 20%. Beef climbed over 15%. Orange juice surged almost 25%. Your lifestyle didn't become inefficient. It became unaffordable. Wages did not rise 15 to 20%. Even using the government's own numbers. Real earnings are down since 2021. Using real inflation, purchasing power has collapsed by 30 to 40%. If you made $50,000 in 2021, you'd need around $70,000 today to live the same life. Most people are still making about the same. That missing money didn't disappear. Inflation took it. Home prices are up more than 20% in 4 years. Mortgage rates doubled. A payment that used to be about $1,200 a month is now over $2,100. That's a 70% increase. But CPI says housing inflation is under 2%. Do you see the scam? Car insurance up nearly 50%. Health insurance premiums and deductibles surging. Childcare costing up to $20,000 per child per year, to college degrees costing over $200,000. The median household can no longer afford the median lifestyle. That's why credit card debt just hit an all-time high. People aren't buying luxuries, they're buying groceries. Few own assets. The last 4 years were incredible. Stocks rose. Real estate rose. Businesses passed costs on to consumers. If you live on wages, if you rent, if you save cash, lost. Inflation isn't an accident. It's a policy choice. A tax that doesn't require a vote. The national debt is over $38 trillion. Interest payments alone exceed $1 trillion per year. When taxes aren't enough, the government prints more money, which causes more inflation, which makes you poorer. This is a loop, and it's unsustainable. You're not imagining this. You're not bad with money. You're not failing. We are living in a system that quietly transfers wealth from workers to asset owners. The silent oppression is here. And the people who understand what's happening and prepare accordingly will survive what comes next. The rest will wonder how they didn't see it coming.